we're gonna put the Atoto into the Sienna. Now this is a 9-inch screen, and we want to make sure it actually fits within this frame. But you know, this has like a little plastic insert that we're not gonna use, so we're just gonna take this out, and we don't need this, so this can go away. But this is the unit. This is how it's gonna get inserted in here, and how we're gonna do that is gonna be super simple. So we're gonna take a bunch of stuff out from here. This whole thing should just pop out. There's no screws around here that we need to use or take out. So let's take out the first part, which is this part. It should just slide out. There you go. It slides out like so. Next is the console here. You just pull this out, and this just stays loose right here. It doesn't come out. Next is the center console. Now, this part is a little tricky because we need to put this in neutral. We need to put the gear in neutral, and in order to do that, you don't want to turn the ignition key on, because once you put it in neutral, you can't take the key out anymore. So there's like a little tab here. If you can't find something that's a little bit skinnier than the screwdriver, you could do that, but you could pop this open like so. It pops out, and then you just push this little tab, put your foot on the brake, and make sure your emergency brake is on. So I'm gonna double check, make sure it's on. Let go of the brake. The car should stay in its place and it doesn't roll. We're gonna unscrew the knob. Knob comes out, and put this thing back from where you got it from, so you don't lose it. So this just goes back in there. Then you're gonna pull from here slowly, and this should pop out. But you gotta wait. There is two wires. There's a wire back here that's for illuminating these right here, and there's another line back here which controls the HVAC unit. So we're gonna put these aside, put them somewhere so you don't scratch your parts and stuff. Be careful. Now, this is the easy part, sort of. There's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're gonna take those out using a number 10 millimeter, okay? And I highly recommend doing the bottom ones first, so you don't lose them. Here, use this one too. Two hands. Those on.
Alright guys, speed this one up.
Alright, so this will allow the unit to come out. And there's a bunch of wires back here that you're gonna disconnect by pushing in all the tabs. You could use the screwdriver to push the tabs in if you don't want to use your fingers. Now, these will remain in here because these belong to, I believe, the GPS unit, or I don't know. This is part of the whole system. So next thing is we need to take this bracket out, okay? Because this is the bracket we're gonna have to use on the new stereo. And this is these are number, I believe number 9s. So let me go get the correct socket and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, they were actually the 8mm, not the 9. Okay, this unit comes with a bracket and installation kit, so we need to make sure we install this on the unit first, and then we can install the factory bracket on it. Alright guys, with much headache and frustration, I finally got it fit, and you see this just snapped out, so I have to do a minor adjustment. I haven't wired it in yet. Again, I wanted to make sure this thing fits because of the screen size, because you know these cutouts are not standard, and I couldn't find a kit that will fit the Atoto. So we're gonna take this out again. It's not fully screwed in, so this was just I just want to make sure the angle of the screen is correct with the frame. So now that everything it's fitting the way I want it to fit, it's gonna fit. Everything's gonna snap in correctly. There's not gonna be a surprise or on any point. So we're gonna be good on making sure everything fits. I just wanted to make sure this thing is gonna sit correctly at a correct angle, because this frame is still a little too big for this. So this actually sits behind the this frame, so it doesn't get like the old one was up to here, the edges. It actually fits through this whole frame. This doesn't. Now you have the option to have this sit outside of this frame if you choose to. I don't want to. I think if I do that, it's gonna look tacky. I think when it's inside the frame, it looks a lot better this way, so it's more clean, it's cleaner, it's more custom. But I mean, it's up to you how you like to have that fit. So next thing is the wiring. Now I used a wiring harness available on Amazon. It's for the JBL unit, right? So this is not a JBL unit that does not have the amplifier, so you're gonna have a lot of loose wires here and there, but these are the fittings, these are the correct fittings that will go into the actual wiring harness of the car. Now there's a lot of also these antenna wires, they're for GPS, I believe. There's a lot of these antenna wires that we're not going to use because the Atoto unit doesn't have the features that this one have. But we're going to make sure everything that we're going to try to use is going to be used, minus the USB port, which I'm going to have to replace this. Since this is factory, I am going to replace it with the one that Atoto comes with. So I'm going to have to get a different fitting that goes in here for the auxiliary input, for USB input, and all that stuff. So let's start to snap these in and make sure everything works. So the first one is this one. This one goes into this, and this goes into this. So you are going to have some extra ones, and where's the antenna one? There we go. So you will have 2 extra ones. Again, this is for the JBL. These are for amplifier control and such, so we're not going to use those. We do have the camera input that we have to plug in, and that will go with this attachment. So this one has a front camera in and video input, but I need to use this for the microphone because I am going to put an external microphone, so I have to use this. And then this is the external microphone. We're going to use that. And then we have this one, which is for the rear camera. So the rear camera gets connected. So this has 2 camera options, okay, which I need to figure out which one's going to be working and which one's not. But we'll figure that part out when we hook up the unit and turn it on. And then you have the auxiliary in and auxiliary out, which also goes into this one. So we have all this stuff in. And then we have the GPS unit. Now I gotta figure out where I want to mount this. I have the option to mount it here underneath that mesh, so I don't have to run all bunch of wires here. But I want to know if I should also put the microphone there too. So I could put the microphone here, or I could put the microphone somewhere up here. I don't want to put it up here because it may look tacky. I am not sure. But I'm gonna have to figure that part out too, where I want to put the microphone. So and then I also have this contraption, which is the cell phone holder, that it will sit here like so. So I may attach the microphone here, down here, or like over here, like so, and this way it could pick up the sound and whatever that I need. So I may do that, but before I do that, I am going to have to make a hole somewhere around here, because what I also did was I ran a power line that has 2 USB-C ports. Okay, one is gonna get attached here, but it's gonna basically, I'm gonna feed it through here. It's gonna go in and it's gonna feed there. So it actually makes sense for me to put the microphone there too, because I'm gonna make a hole. So this way I'm gonna make sure everything's clean. I'm gonna put the GPS unit there. I think it's a lot cleaner that way. It's gonna look much nicer. I don't have to make additional hole. All I have to do is like pop this up right here and kind of sneak the wires through in there, and it'll be good to go. So I don't have to do any modification of any kind. So let me run these wires, then I'm gonna show you guys what the finished product looks like, and then we're gonna turn on. Or you know what, let's hook up just the power line. Let's see if this thing just even turns on at this point. Let's just do that, since you guys, I don't want to keep you guys, I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. So and this unit actually fits the harness for the Atoto, so I don't have to do any soldering or anything like that. So this thing's hooked up. Let's turn the power on. Hope for the best. Yay! We got power. Sweet. Now let's see if we got, I don't know. Oh, we got sound. There we go. We have sound. I don't have the antenna hooked up, so we're not gonna have radio right now. But yeah, it works. Cool. So let me run the wiring And okay, so this is in. Everything works. Let's see if GPS working. GPS is working. Let's do Home Depot, see if it's gonna take. Beautiful, guys. We are at the end. I'm gonna put everything back just the way it needs to be. Remember, this needs to be in neutral. And don't forget to connect the wires that are back here. Wires connected. Move the wires out. Line things up. Sometimes they don't want to line up just because to piss you off. Let's see. Let's open this thing up. All right. We got the wire sticking out on the other side. Here we go. Right. We're in. It works. Looks beautiful. Home. Look at that. Successful job. Make sure you like, share, and comment down below. Peace out.